Hello everybody, I'm doing this video for Geoengineering for Dane Wigington. I've talked to him. I had my soil samples come back here, and we took our soil samples back, and this field had 8,400 parts per million afterwards, so we showed that sample of taking that, but since we don't have anything to go by except for what we did last year, that was about 680 parts per million. So we're wanting to know where all this aluminum come from. And Dane said you need to take a water test and make sure it ain't compromised. So we put it right out here in the big field. And the main thing of it is we're going to take this and send it in and see what it's going to be doing. So we're going to take this off of here. So this will be our official sample, regular fruit jar. Put that on there. And that way we'll get that right away. And I'm wanting all the farmers and everybody to do that. I just figured anybody can figure out how to put this together like this. You got to have I had this on the ground to take a sample, and it stormed so much it threw dirt in it, so that didn't work. Had it on the picnic table, had a storm, it blew it off and busted. So that part didn't work. We're going from there. Lisa, can you get pictures of the geoengineering clouds here coming? We got a streak starting right there. Perfect timing for doing this. And so all I did was just put this post, and I used this hose clamp here that I found in the drawer with the rest of a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to take another one just to see what's there. But we need to get people doing this. So I read I had these books, and I found out at Chuck Norris. Chuck, I read your book. It's a good book. Against all odds. I feel like I've been there and past that. I need some help right now. Can you? I read Donald Trump book. You know, Think Big and Kick Ass. Since you're good at kicking ass, can you get him to put one of these up here in Washington, right out there and check for geoengineering if it can be sprayed on us? I'm sure Washington's getting their fair share. So, and I do want to thank Chuck Norris for speaking up. There's people out here that really know it and see it. And if you can't see that streak, it's being shot right there. Can you get that? This is what we're dealing with all the time. And the other reason I'm pushing a little bit harder on it is this David Keith guy is going to be spraying this. Now he got $200 million to do this. And he's going to spray it, I think, in Arizona. So you Arizona people are there. And one of the things, if I can put my 2 cents worth in, from what I read, the ozone thickness around here is about the size of 2 pennies. In some places, it's a thickness of a dime. And that's what I read from one scientist. And I'm not 100% for sure. I'm not a scientist, but I'm a farmer. I went and did all my education that I could. And one of the things that I've got here is a digital UV reader. So if you hit it right to the sun, there, right now I'm doing 1.2. They told me that really if the ozone was in its perfect shape down here on Earth, we shouldn't see anything. But right now it's 1.2. If I hold it up there right at it, it's at about 1. So that part's good. The other thing that I got is a radio frequency. Sometimes these cell towers or my cell phone or other electricity stuff, it comes up. I'm starting to use these tools because when I have problems I don't quite understand. Right now this is not a problem. So David Keith is doing this, and they said this would never happen. And anyhow, I went to Farnborough and I made a speech on this, and I asked him to do a water sample, and after a year passed, I got a hold of the president. He quit, and I asked him whatever happened to that water sample. And he said, well, when you got done talking, nobody could believe this is happening. And so when they did the water sample, it was so high they didn't believe it was for real. people, you're gonna have to believe it's for real. This is our Earth. My kids, Kevin's science project, my daughter Linda, we're doing this because we're doing this for our kids. This is our home, and we've been nailed with this type of rains and droughts. And sometimes, and the other reason I wanted to make, our hay is coming up, but I've had a time or two where it rains so much, for some reason it died. So this time, now I'm taking videos of it to prove if something bad happens. I don't want nothing bad to happen, but if you don't record it, and if you don't keep it up, there it is. So I'm asking everybody that's got an open space to take one of these samples and get it sampled, because if you don't believe it, where did this stuff come from? It came in the water. So take it someplace. Dane Wigington here, he'll tell you where to take the samples. There's a place on the website. And Chuck, just nudge old Donald here a little bit and see if we can get this stopped. Since he's been president, he's not stopping it. So all I can say to everybody is thank you for being here and listening to me. But this time we need to do something about it. Dane said the last time we're running out of time. And there was a guy McPherson, he kind of thinks that there's no chance, that we only got maybe 10, 15 years left for humanity. He never took in the equation yet for aluminum. There's a lot of research out there, and some of the stuff ain't going right. And so it's hard to believe, and I know Donald don't want to believe it. I don't think carbon's the whole problem. Methane gas is a problem. President Putin in Russia, in their part of their country, methane's being released, and the permafrost is busting, so that is a serious thing. Guy McPherson says, well, you know, 8 years we might have no ozone. Well, if we don't have no ozone, there ain't none of us. So we're running out of time. I think it's urgent. So let's go for it. Let's get on Donald Trump. Get anybody you can, you know, Willie Nelson and his friends out here, and start doing something about it, because it's hurting family farmers, and everybody is getting to a point where it's almost getting to be a serious thing with Alzheimer's and dementia. Young people are getting it all the time. They can't remember to pick up their trash. I don't know, but I'm just kind of making a joke out of it. But this is serious, and we need to do something about it now. Dane, we're out here fighting and working for you. I need everybody to help because my back's against the wall. I need to get farming. I ain't got time to watch everything. So while I'm putting my crops out and doing my work, I'm hoping that somebody would step up and take over. You can get these flyers, hand them out, go to the universities, go to wherever you can. Don't waste too much time. If they don't believe you, move on. You know, let them bring up the conversation and let them look at it. Thank you. Bye.